Hey everybody, it's Kara. I wanted to share another technique that I use on these balsa wood die cuts from Cat Scrappiness. So I decided I would use these really cute little hearts since I just recently got them in my July design team package from Cat. And what I did is I took one of the larger ones, and I've already embossed on it because I'm not going to talk about the embossing today. I've already talked about that a little bit, and basically you would emboss on these balsa wood die cuts just like you would anything else. You can use either a slow drying ink in any color with some clear embossing powder, or what my preference is to use the Versamark, and then I have a variety of the colored embossing powders. I just personally like that effect more than I do with the inks, but I may try a little bit more with the colored inks and see if I can get an effect that I like just as much. Anyway, if you haven't ever embossed before, I suggest you try it because it gives any project, whether it's a card, a layout, or anything you're making, a really beautiful effect. And I'll show you an example or two when I'm done. But anyway, this is already embossed, and this is with some metallic pewter embossing powder, the stuff that I just showed you. Hopefully you can kind of see in there. And what I'm going to do to show you a really easy technique is use my picket fence distress stain, which of all the distress stains is my absolute favorite. I don't have a ton of them, but I do have a few of the other colors, and they give a really pretty effect too, but this one is my absolute favorite. The big difference in this one is you do need to shake it before you use it, and then basically you just put it right on top of whatever you want to use it on, just like I'm doing. Doesn't take long to apply. And you can see it gives a really pretty, soft, sorry about that guys, sorry I moved the camera, really pretty soft color, you know, white to the heart. I think it's just a really pretty look. And as you can see, it doesn't stay on top of the embossing, the embossed areas. If you're worried that it's covering it up a little bit too much, you can just kind of dab those areas, but it doesn't adhere to the embossed area. So that's with the picket fence. I also did one with the spun sugar stain, and that's what that one looked like. This one is not going to end up on a card because I'm not happy with the way I stamped the image. It's a little bit off, but it will end up in my art journal that I've started to make. What I have found is I've been saving a lot of things that for whatever reason I didn't want to use. Maybe it didn't fit the project, or it was a little bit off. I've been keeping it, and I'm slowly adding those things to my art journal. So if you guys haven't tried an art journal, you might want to try that. And these little things are thin enough to go into anything like that if you'd like to do that. I do have a couple more already made that will be going with this one on a card somehow. Oops. So there's the little sentiment I also embossed, and then another little background pattern, and those are all going to be on a card. I will have the card loaded up hopefully sometime later today on my blog, aladeyandhercrafts.blogspot.com. I have not been really good about doing my blog, but I'm trying to be better. So I'm hoping the little extra card that I'm going to make with this will be there later on today, like I said. The one that I made already is this one, and that's one of Cat's tags, and it's the very same technique I did. I embossed the sentiment, used picket fence. The only difference this time is I took a little bit of a distress ink and put it around the edges, and this is the oh my goodness, I want to say Victorian Velvet, but I'm not sure that's right, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so I just put that around the edges to put a little bit more pink into it. There's a couple of my seam binding roses. If you guys are interested in that, I did a tutorial on it. The paper is Melissa Francis. And of course you gotta have bling. So that's how I would be using one of these really gorgeous die cuts on a card. And then I also have one more to show you that I made. That is this one. This one is slightly different. This one I used some acrylic paint first, and I painted this portion pink, and then I used some distress ink on this bottom part and the top part to mimic kind of like a wood look. And then I put, see if you can tell, when it dried, a little bit, there you go, a little bit of the crackle accent on there. So I hope you can see that these little balsa wood die cuts are really, really versatile, and you can do quite a few things with them. I do have a couple other tutorials posted where I show you how I use some of my color sprays and some of the magical micas from Lindy's to also decorate these balsa wood die cuts. And they're really simple to use and don't take very much time, as you can see, but you get a really great image, or effect, I guess I should say, for your projects. So if you have any questions, let me know. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I hope that wherever you're at, you're having a great day. Bye, guys.